I believe that we have to stay humble and stay hungry, not be seduced by the success that we have had. That those guys see it, they watch film and say, boy, we really could play a lot better on this phase offensively or this phase defensively. And, I was frustrated because I think if we field the punt, we maybe go in 13-0, 17-0, and maybe it's a different game, and that was a huge momentum. And that's the other thing is, just managing the ebbs and flows of games is something that we've got to continue to improve upon. I couldn't tell you that. I'm happy, obviously, that we're 3-0, but big picture, we haven't started conference play yet. We know every game is going to be a dogfight. We know that whatever you did last week has no bearing on the next week, so you better just you put your head down and go to work and make sure that you're preparing every day to be successful on Saturday. Thrilled that we're 3-0, but we have a lot of work to do. We'll have the assistants here through Thursday. I mean, we're going to get a lot of work done from a practice standpoint and meeting standpoint, and continue. We're still teaching. We're still implementing a lot of the things with our playbooks offensively and defensively. We couldn't afford to say, hey, every coach just get out of here and start going and recruiting. The most important thing for me is the current football team. And so we have to do a good job of continuing to work on fundamentals, techniques, and continuing to teach our offense and defense. Not any one thing. We'll spend more time on Oklahoma State just because we have, that's the next game in front of us, and we have at least some film on those guys. And, they haven't had the most competitive games in the non-conference, but there's still some things we can work on. So, that's probably where our focus will go after we work on ourselves. It is a little unusual. I love to have it before you get into conference play. I think that's big. You play your non-conference, you learn more about your team, you learn more what you have to do in certain phases of the game. Then we're gonna have a second one. Yeah, I wish that were a little bit later in the season rather than just playing 2 games and then having another bye, but that's just the way the schedule lays out. There's something about football to a rhythm that you're playing well, you want to stay into a rhythm, but there's also, it's easy to say as a coach. It's not easy to say when you're an O lineman or D lineman and you've played 5, 6, 7 in a row and you're like, holy cow, this would be a good time to get my body back. So I think this year, the way it plays out, we're taking great advantage of it this week because of what has happened in the non-conference, and we'll talk about when we get to the next one.